Boys, what is up? Back with another tutorial style video today, and I kind of realized I've been neglecting a mechanic. So, I have tutorials now for air dribbles, for flip resets, and for the best shot in the game, the ceiling shot. But I've been neglecting something that I think you should probably learn first out of any of those, and that is just the normal ground dribble. So, ground dribbles aren't given a lot of emphasis, especially in 3v3, which is my main mode, but in 2v2 and 1v1 they are vitally important. So I'm going to be doing a quick video on how to get your dribbles down to the point where you have control of the ball. And along with this video, I do want to teach you how to flick as well. So this will be a two-parter, a flick/dribble tutorial, because if you can't dribble, you can't flick. Once you learn how to dribble, flicking becomes easy. So yeah, we're gonna get right into this. Obligatory like, subscribe, comment, tell me I smell or something, and yeah, that's it. I'll see y'all in the video. So you want to learn how to dribble. I have got you. There's a few steps that comes down to there's a few steps that dribbling kind of comes down to, but it's definitely the easiest of the main kind of trifecta of mechanics that you can learn, and I am here to show you how to do it. So step number one, learning how to dribble. Kind of once you're first getting into it, you want to be able to dribble. I'm kidding. No. So the first thing you want to really look out for while dribbling is if you see underneath the ball, there's the white ring, and I'm sure every single one of you knows about the white ring. You want to stay inside of it while you're dribbling. What isn't said as much is that it's vital you keep at least a part of your car within this ring at all times. So you can see I'm turning with the ball, and I'm like carrying my dribble, right? So boop, 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 boop. And I'm carrying my dribble where I want it to go. The reason is that I'm staying on the opposite side of the white ring that I want the ball to go. So if I want the ball to go right, I stay to the left side of the ring. If I want the ball to go left, go to the right side of the ring. And if you want to stop the ball, you go in front of the ring. So if you want to stop it, you go in front of it. And if you want to speed it up, you go behind. There's obviously extents, and you can't just like grind it, or you can't just like, you can't be on the very edge and expect to be continuing a dribble, right? But that is like the basis. Stay inside the white ring, and similar to the air dribble, you want to maintain your car's speed to the ball. If the ball's moving faster than your car, then it's going to roll in front of you like that. But if it's moving too slow, then it's going to end up behind you like that. So you want to maintain your speed. There's plenty of ways to do that, but the way that I found is that you keep the ball sort of in front of your car a bit, like this, like on the tip of your hood, and then boost with it until you can see that, like, until you feel like you don't need to move anymore. It's like a feeling, but you can see I let it sit on my nose, and then I stop boosting whenever I have my speed like maxed. This is also how you can set up for your flicks, but we'll get to that in just a minute. So, to recap what I just said, part one, stay within the ring. You can set this up in Bacchus mod, you could set this up, just, you want to stay inside this ring. Part two, match the ball speed. So even if the ball is zooming at you, right? Even if the ball is moving with like some pace, as long as you can maintain the ball's speed, then you'll be able to start your dribble. So yeah, that's the definite basics to dribbling. There's a bit more nuance. So one thing that people kind of overlook is when you're dribbling, they tend to forget that they don't look at their opponent. It's something I'm very guilty of. But while dribbling, you want to get to the point where you can look anywhere but the ball while dribbling, because that's going to give you the advantage of, if I can do this while dribbling, then I can check where my opponent is, take a flick, right? It's advanced. It's going to take you a very long time to get there. I'm still not there, but once you're there, it's free reign. Because the biggest weakness of a dribble, in my opinion, is that the ball's on your car. It's very hard to see where the opponent's at. But like that right there, this little flick, you can see the whole field like that. So if you have perfect control of the ball and you can dribble, you're dribbling, you see, oh, they're challenging me. So that's something I want you to work towards while you're learning to dribble, is work on being able to look around as well. Don't just focus on like just the ball, just the white ring. Be able to focus on everything around. But now your question is, I'm sure, how do I start practicing this? JBL, what do I do? I know how to, or I know the mechanics of dribbling. How do I start practicing it? Well, there's a few ways you can do it. My personal recommendation is exactly what I'm doing right here. Touch the ball hard in free play, catch it into a dribble. It's the most game-ready stuff you're going to get, and it's also available to anybody. If you're a PC player, go do dribble maps. I have a video talking about a little bit about Dribble too, but I'll restate. Dribble maps are good for learning how to dribble at a higher level, but when you're first starting out, do exactly what I'm doing right here, which is just trying to catch the ball in precarious positions, speeding it up, cutting with it, and just trying to keep the ball. You can see every dribble that I'm keeping, I'm matching speed, I'm speeding up if I need to, I'm slowing down if I need to, and I'm staying within the ring. It's simple looking at it, but actually being able to do it is what's difficult. One final tip that I know helped out one of my teammates, but that I didn't particularly think of, is that if you turn with confidence, if you like make your moves with confidence, right? So if you know confidently you're gonna make the touches and make the right dribble, then it actually becomes easier. A way that I found, if you can tell that you're turning with confidence, is by the number of sparks that the ball gives whenever you're dribbling. Because if you're not getting a lot of sparks, that means you're there, right? If you're getting a ton of sparks, that means you're making like jittery touches. Of course, sometimes that just means the ball's bouncing on you, but you can see, right? Not a lot of sparks. It only really gets sparks when I start to turn. Right, see, I'm turning now, sparks. But I'm consistent, I'm there. And that's kind of something I found to show like your level as a dribbler, is the less sparks you get, the better. Because it shows you have like uber mega control. But again, don't worry about that for a little bit. Just worry about being able to stay centered on the ball. And once you start getting better and better, start looking to try and get less sparks. Yep, we are going to get into, right now, part number 2 of the video, which is going to be on, you've got the dribble, how do you use it? Alright, so part 2 of the video, how to actually use the dribble. So I'm in Verge's dribble pack, dribble training, custom training. As I've said in the past, I love doing custom training, just, you know, it's useful. But here we are. You can see I have a decent flick. I can flick pretty much anytime I want, to be honest. I've definitely been told I have somewhat pretty good flicks. But you want to get there, and I'm going to teach you. I'll lie, my flicks are terrible. But, okay. There it is. So part 1 for the flick, right? You've learned to dribble. You can dribble however you want. You're getting very few sparks. You want to start flicking. There's a couple of main concepts that you need to understand about the flick. Number 1, there are multiple kinds of flicks. There's the 45 front flips. There's just a basic front flip, which is going to be this. There's the Moxie / 45 degree, which Moxie's different, but that's the 45 degree. Or it might have been a Moxie, I don't know. And then the Moxie would be like this. I lied. Give me a second, I'm gonna get this. I'm not as consistent at the Moxie flips as I like to be, but it's more of a 45, but it's the mechanic. Then you obviously have, you know, the musty flick. You have the breezy flick. You have the classy flick. Fuck. Alright. First time I messed up on a dribble in a while. They do say content creation kills your gameplay. You have the classy flick. You have all these different kinds of flicks, right? But which one should you be mastering right now? Well, that's easy. None of them. Do not try and master a particular flick because they all have their own uses. They all have their own reasons for using them, which is what uses means. You should be learning how to do all of them. But if you had to learn kind of the first one, I would say just master this flick, which is just the kind of front flip 45. It's like a basis of, it's like the base. It's like the base level. Even the front flip flick, which is like most people consider, I think you should learn how to do the 45 first. And the reason is that A, it has you in the right positions, and B, it uses you to start moving your car while you're flicking. But let me stop yapping a bit and get into actually how to do this. So, yeah. I have to score this, I'm sorry. But, so part number 1 of your flick is going to be this. So you're going to want to start your dribble, and you're going to want to let the ball be in the center of your car. So you see on the Fennec, it's right there in between the hood. It's right there where the hood meets the window. You want to be aiming for there. You see, I'm dribbling there, I'm on it, I can flick. That's how you're going to flick high on the front 45. So I'm dribbling, I'm basically centered. I'm leaving a little bit out the back end. And then once I jump, I'm going to jump and turn this way. So jump and turn. You can jump and turn either way. It really doesn't matter. You're going to jump and turn, and you're going to front flip. So jump, turn, and point your car in the direction of like the ball, kind of. So you can see I have the ball in front of me. I'm going to turn and flick. And I want to flip like into the ball. So you can see I'm going to demonstrate it again. Turn, flick. Now, you can use your arrow here. You don't have to. I have found that arrow can give you like a harder flick, but I've also found that you don't have to use it, as you can see. So we're going to turn and flick. This wasn't a great flick, but we are going to get control of it. You can see I had the ball a bit too far back. It was a dribble, or it was like a pop for an air dribble. But we get the ball forward, turn and flick. You can see I'm just generating height and power on this. Now dribbling is one of my weaker areas, mainly because I just haven't trained it like I should. Because I am a threes player. I don't get a lot of time to dribble, so I'm not as good at it. When I play ones, I've been called a monster. That is the front 45 flick. Next up, you want to practice the 45 degree. So the way you set this up is actually opposite. You want the ball to be slightly falling off of your car to the front, kind of towards, you see where it pops out a bit? Towards there, on the Fennec. You want the ball to be forward, like super far forward of you. And you're going to jump and turn. Jump and turn like that, similar to how you set up the 45 front flip. You're going to jump and turn. And you're going to arrow. Like you're going to continue turning, you're going to arrow and flip backwards. So as you can see with my controller overlay, I'm going to arrow and flip backwards. And what this does is it will have the ball lean forward. So as an example, this is my favorite flick to do, by the way. But boom, you see the ball flings forward. This one is more for speed. The other flick is for getting height. This flick's more for speed. Boom. You can see I'm controlling, I'm letting it fall forward. I'm going to jump, turn, and flip. This flick is definitely harder than the other one, which is why I recommend doing the other one first, because there's a lot more moving components here. But if you have your dribble down to the point where it just doesn't matter, then you should be able to start practicing any of these flicks. But yeah, I'm going to do a couple more just as demonstration. So jump, turn, flick. You see I'm using my arrow to turn my car a little bit. That's just going to generate more power. Yeah. There's one other flick I kind of want to teach y'all, because I have found it to be extremely useful for no reason. I find myself being able to score with it more than normal flicks, to be honest, because it just kind of throws people off. This could be the classic. I showed it right in the video, right at the start of this, but the classy flick is set up sort of like a breezy. The way you set up a breezy is you're going to arrow slightly, and then you're going to let your car kind of go straight. you're gonna like wave it around. Now, is this useful? Absolutely. The classy flick, what it allows is not only does it look really cool, it's like a misdirection, right? You can flick it left, you can flick it right. You just shoot it. We're gonna set this up. Here we are. Classy. I'm gonna turn that into an air dribble. This is the one flick where you have a bunch of options, right? And it's a bit difficult, but you can see right there. Got a shot, so I took it. This is like master tier, right? This is, I have every other flick down. I have nothing else, like, I just find that I'm not scoring. And if that's the case, start practicing this flick. Because people are going to think you're setting it for a breezy a little bit. You even can. You can go into a breezy if you want. But I don't feel like flicking it that way, so I'm going to shoot it that way. You see, it's like you can instantly leave it. The classy flick, I'm going to hit it left that time. It's the only flick where it's the same setup for both directions. You know? You may be better just to throw a, 45-degree flick just to the moon. You may be better to do that, but it's not nearly as, like, potent, in my opinion. Because the classy flick, what it has, is it has the, like, wow factor. It's going to make your opponent think you're better. You hit this flick on somebody, they're immediately demoralized. I know if I got clipped on like that, like if somebody just come up to me and was just breezying all over me, I'd get upset. Would I really get upset? No, but I would think, wow, this guy is like nuts. And that's what you want to go for, because the more respect your opponent has for you, the better chance you have to win the game. Yep, those are the kind of 3 main flicks I want you all to start practicing, kind of the beginner, intermediate, and master tier. Just to kind of recap, number 1, the front 45. Number 2, the actual 45. And then number 3, the classy flick, which I will demonstrate next time I'll throw it on my own. Demonstrate right here. Close enough. Yeah, those are the flicks I want you to learn. Remember, only do this after you have dribbling down. And there's quite a few other things you can do with dribbling. I love doing the air dribble off of the dribble, just because I'm an air dribble nerd and I love air dribbling. But, I mean, there's plenty of things you can do. You can also just not get your flip resets. But, yeah, that's all I have to say about kind of dribbling. Hope you all enjoyed. I hope this was useful. If it was, come back. I lied. Honestly, if it was, just leave me a comment. I love to hear, like, every single time I get a comment from somebody that's like, man, this video was really helpful. I'm finally learning the mechanic that I wanted to learn. It makes me happy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that's what I'm making these videos for. I've said it again. I said it before, I'll say it again. That's what I'm making these videos for, is just to kind of teach people. And if I'm getting that done, I couldn't be any happier. So yeah, thank you all once again. Like, subscribe, the whole biz. And I will see you on the next video, which will probably be gameplay. Not a lot of tutorials out there. If you all have any tutorials you want to see, leave them down below, because I can't think of too many more game things. Other than, like, I kind of want to do a rotations video, but I don't understand rotations enough to do it. I'm not a pro level rotations, or I'm not a pro level player, so a rotations video for me would be kind of pointless. I can teach you dribbles, I can teach you air dribbles, because I know how to do them. Something like rotations, I may have a better understanding than your average GC, but it does not mean I actually understand what I'm doing. Yep, that's going to be all for today. Like, subscribe, biz. This is my 3rd time doing the same outro. Yep, I'll see you all later. Bye-bye. Bye, love you. Bye, love you.